and then they're either choosing to pivot and change, or modify, or proceed as planned, or quit. And we have launched several products that we've realized weren't the best, and rather than letting our ego take over and say, no, we gotta do this, like we quit when they're not performing well enough. I quit on mountains when I get to a point where I think I might die. You know, like so
ego's not gonna push you to the next 1,000 feet.
Like, no, yeah, there's an avalanche in my future. I'm getting out of here. Yeah. So quitting is not as bad as we all think it is either, as what we're taught anyway. So I mean, you know, back to that story about quitting school, like that was a conscious choice that I made because it wasn't serving me at that time. This alternative high school that I ended up graduating from served me perfectly. I didn't follow that through, so. Quit.
All right, Steve, you gotta go.
No, that I don't, you know, I don't.
Remember the Timothy O'Leary quote? Yeah.
Right, oh yeah, no doubt.
Any other questions for Steve? I don't know, sorry I had to step out there for a while, so I don't know what questions were asked already, but.
It got deep, man, it got deep.
Did it? Good. I can't wait to watch.
Right. I said a cuss word, sorry.
Hey, I'll bleep it out.
Okay.
Actually, no, I probably won't.
No, we
It's
won't.
fine.
Okay.
It's all good.
It's part of the.
Yeah.
Part of the learning.
It's part of our culture here.
It's not wrong. I was like, my fifth grade I was like 140, so I was 6 weeks.
Yeah. Everybody good? No questions?
You did a pretty good job.
Must have covered it all.
Well, I mean, not pretty good, you did.
Next time.
You know what I mean?
All right,
Very
well,
good.
Here, I got one question that maybe they'd ask.
Yeah.
Is what's the biggest, when you start an entrepreneurial venture and you've got all this risk in front of you and you don't know where your income, what's the one thing that you found you needed to do to get over the fear and take the step?
well, I did get into risk taking quite a bit, and I because of my mountain rock climbing, I put it in two buckets, like physical risk that you could die from and psychological risk. And so I don't really, so like that psychological risk isn't as big of a risk to me because, but at the same time, like I don't really want to fail. And so getting through that, I mean, I kind of, part of that business plan process too, is I've started a few things that I have given up on because I've proved it out that I don't believe it'll work. You know, and as soon as I, you know, I'll write. I probably have 30 business plans that I've written that I've never done anything with because I'll start. Here's the basic concept. All right, what does that look like? What's the market size, scalability, marketability, all that stuff, and then who would my team be and all that. And then I would get to the point where it's like. I'll either be looking at the competitive scope and it's like there's no space in there for me to fit or something, and as soon as it's a gut, then it comes with a gut feeling and losing passion for it. But I really like to prove it out with, it's like starting to prove it out with words and data, and then that ends up making me feel different about it, and then as soon as I feel different about it, it's like, oh, that's, okay, move on.
Would you say that you're afraid to fail?
Yeah. I had one major business failure, the business itself, that cost me about $100,000. We started it, put money into it, and it was the first environmentally friendly carpet cleaning business in Iowa, and somebody that was in that industry convinced me that it was a good idea. We started it together. It was probably too soon again, and because now every carpet cleaner is like green. It failed, and we lost that money. And I guess looking back, like I wasn't scared of it failing. I mean, honestly, I think I get more scared of something wasting my time, like if because you know I could be working on something creating value and creating jobs, or I could be working on something that's like a black hole that is not gonna service me and the community and future employees, and so,
Is that kind of how you felt about school? A little bit.
yeah, probably.
So the lessons from the failed carpet cleaning, I'm guessing tons of lessons there that get turned into wins later.
Well, exactly, so that's the thing, like, I mean, well, another good example, last year, 2016, we invested $1 million in a patented lip balm that was refillable. Refillable lip balm, oh, is that, see, like, I'm ahead of my time here because I think someday there will be refillable lip balm. There's refillable dish soap, there's refillable, you know, there are a lot of things are refillable, water bottles. And so we launched a refillable lip balm. The market did not respond, consumers just didn't want it. And we spent $1 million on this whole project, we got molds made, we bought patents, we did this whole thing, we put it out into stores and it flopped. However, it was a very innovative product that got us meetings with all the top retailers in the country. So the reason we are growing at 80% this year, and it's increased, so we might like double in size this year, is because I launched this failed product in 2016.
Mhm.
So that's the part of it where, no, I'm not afraid to fail, man. So that, it's crazy how that works though, how you, what, the things that you learn, or the, like, the positive impact that comes from failures. And you wouldn't know it if you know, it's like if you're, you know, yeah, you learn a lot about failing, or when you fail. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.